Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today, inshallah, we are going to start the chapter trigonometry for angular distance. Now, in our previous chapter, we already have got about the idea of trigonometry, right? We already got introduced to this topic of trigonometry. Now, how can we apply it for angular distance? Now, before we go for applying, we must know what is actually angular distance, right? So far, the distance we have been measuring, it is linear distance. Now the word linear, it comes from line, okay, line, then from here we get linear. So that means the distance that is covered along a line, right, that is called linear distance. For example, let us say we have a straight line and a person is at point A initially, and then he starts walking, and then after some time he reaches the point B. So we can say that he has covered the distance from A to B. We can measure it, right? Okay, maybe we can measure the length from A to B, and we are getting the distance, for example, 3 meters. So we can say that the linear distance covered by this person is 3 meters. Now it's not necessary that it has to be a straight line. It can be a curved line also. Okay, we know that in the hilly area the roads are like this, curved, right? So again, if a car starts its journey, let us say this is point C, and it travels this path and comes to point D, so we can measure the length of this path, right? Okay, how long is this road from C to D? We can measure it, and then we can say that that is the linear distance covered by that car. So line does not necessarily mean straight line always, it can be curved line also. Okay, it just has to be a line, then it will be linear distance. Okay, now what about when a car is traveling a path along a circular way? Okay, or let us say we have a circle here, let us consider this one as a path. Okay, so we have a person at this point, let us name this one as X. So from this point he starts walking in this direction, and after some time he reaches this point, let us name this point as Y. So in this case also, if we want, we can measure the linear distance. This is a curved line, and we know that for curved line also we can measure the linear distance. But a circle is definitely supposed to have a center, right? And at the middle it has a center. Now if we connect the initial point, that is X, and the final point of the journey, that is Y, with the center, okay, if we join them, then we are going to get an angle at the center, correct or not? Let us name that angle as theta. Okay, let us denote, not name actually, let us denote that angle as theta. Now this angle that is formed at the center is called the angular distance covered by that person. Okay, so you understand that linear distance, it has to be along a line, but the angular distance will be necessarily an angle. So angular, it comes from angle. So this angle theta that is formed at the center is called the angular distance covered by that person. Okay, so linear distance, again we must know, actually we should be able to differentiate between linear distance and angular distance. Linear distance, it is the length of the path that I have covered. Okay, and angular distance, you can see that we need a reference point, right? Okay, with respect to a point, what is the angle that I have covered, okay, through my journey, that angle is called the angular distance covered by me. Okay, so I hope the topic of angular distance is cleared now. Now inshallah, in our next few videos we will get to see how we will use trigonometry for measuring or doing the calculation of angular distance. Okay, so in this topic, if you have any doubt or you had any difficulty to understand, then please let me know. Okay, Assalamu alaikum.